Ladies and gentlemen, I am Don Lucha, and we are here again for another Lucha Lounge interview. I am joined by my co-host of the Lucha Lounge podcast, Battle, and we are here with Nick Kotas. Battle, take it away.
So, first thing we just saw right now starting the show was the CSW Rumble. Now, Nick, you know, you had a decent performance. It didn't last too long, but kind of noticed that there was somebody else in similar clothing. I don't know. You got anything?
What are you trying to get at here? What are you?
I'm just saying, man.
What's the question that you're asking the big picture right now?
Is there multiple pictures?
Is there multiple pictures? I don't know. You tell me. What did you see out there?
I saw somebody in similar clothing and a mask, man. What is that about?
A mask. You think the big picture has a face like this? You think he's gonna don a mask?
You kind of got me there, bro. You know what? We'll move along because you got me there. I ain't gonna argue with that. So what we came to talk about originally was the big picture, who you are, what are you doing? So I wanted to talk about CSW. You're here today. We're at the Nowhere Generation. How's it been transitioning into CSW? I know it's been a bit of a journey for you. You know, how did we get here?
Well, you just saw it yourself. Big Picture came here. He made his main roster debut in CSW in the Shy-Style Rumble. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. One by damn one, throwing their asses over the top rope and stealing the damn show like only the Big Picture can. And Big Picture's going to continue to do that anywhere that he damn well pleases. You come here and you want to ask me stupid questions about wearing a mask. Next question.
All right, moving on. So we know the Big Picture has worked in Freelance. He's worked at CSW. But where else can we find the Big Picture? What other promotions is the Big Picture working with?
Big Picture is an ever-moving object. He is anywhere in Chicago, anywhere in the Midwest that he damn well pleases, like he just said. Wrestling in Iowa, wrestling in Wisconsin, wrestling in Chicago, South in Illinois. Anywhere the Big Picture wants to go, he will there, and he will steal the show, and he will wear gold. That's a guarantee.
Ooh, okay. I like that. Wearing gold, I mean, why else wrestle if you're not going to wear some gold, you know what I mean? So let's backtrack. How did this start? You know, you're right, like you said, you're wrestling in multiple promotions, multiple states.
Yep.
You know, how did we get to where we are today?
Well, you want is this like a start from the beginning type of thing, like how I got into wrestling or how we?
Yeah.
So how I got into wrestling, I mean, I've been a wrestling fan ever since I could possibly remember. Honestly, COVID hit, and then I ended up meeting former indie worker, Project Monix. I met him, became good friends with him, and he was training for a comeback. Asked me if I ever thought about being a wrestler, and I said, I thought about it, but I never really knew what the steps were to get into it. And then, 3-4 years later, and the Big Picture's on top of the game, doing what he does best.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're doing your thing, man. Like I said, I saw you out there making a statement. That's what we're here for. That's why we're interviewing.
Yep.
Well, you mentioned the pandemic. Tell me about that. I mean, the pandemic couldn't have been easy to kind of make a name for yourself.
No, not at all. So it was honestly the tail end of the pandemic. I think it was, that was like September of like 2021. So it was like when everything was opening back up. And that was honestly how I met Pat Monix, and that was how we got started. And everything had been starting to open up at that point, so there wasn't super strict mask restrictions or any of that stuff. So I was able to train under normal-ish circumstances. And then after a little while with that, he put me on to Freelance, and the rest is history.
Normal-ish. I mean, you're not kidding about that, right?
Yeah.
From what I've heard, you're a multi-sport athlete.
Yep.
You've been around multiple sports. I think I see you still play basketball when you can.
Absolutely.
Having a sports background, wrestling, I'm sure that wasn't originally a thought. How did you kind of get into wrestling versus everything else? What was the influence there?
So, I personally feel like I got into wrestling a little bit late. I think I started training when I was 23, and nowadays you see guys like Jack, Eddie, all the kids that are training now when they're 17, 18 years old, and even earlier than that now. I got into it, a little late, but I had always stayed athletic, always stayed playing sports. I played baseball, basketball, football all through high school. when high school ended. Played softball, still played basketball. I honestly played more basketball after high school once I got out of there, and yeah, to this day, I'm still playing all the sports that I played my entire life. Just now I'm a man.
Well, you mentioned you played a lot of sports, and right now, you know it, Cubs versus Sox, big crosstown rivalry, so we got to know.
Yeah.
Lucha Lounge exclusive. Nick Kotas, are you a Cubs fan or are you a White Sox fan?
The big picture is a Chicago Cubs fan.
And there we go. We're always split. I'm the Cubs, he's the Sox. So
I'm sorry.
I appreciate that one.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I don't have my phone on me. What was the score today?
Hey, we don't have to talk about that.
Yeah.
Like I said,
wouldn't want to talk about it either.
that's why you're the big picture.
That's right.
Well, let's come back to today.
Sure.
Recently you've posted some photos on your IG with Stone Ambrose and Robbie Reeves. I know you guys wrestle at Honor Among Wrestling, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that, man. I mean, y'all were holding titles together.
Yep.
You got a singles, they got the tag. What's going on there, man?
Yeah, that's the big three. The big three is taking over anywhere they can go. Right now we are in Honor Among Wrestling in Dwight, Illinois. We're in MCW in Ottawa, Illinois. So we're taking this cross promotion, and the big three gonna do what the big three does. And
The big picture in the big three.
The big picture in the big three. The big three, like I started a league. It's I got gold, they got gold, and they don't end there. We're taking anything that we want.
All right, man. I love to hear that, man. Well, I mean, so we're in the middle of 2025.
Yes.
I'm sure you have your end of year goals going into 2026. What can we expect from the big picture heading into the end of the year? What are the goals there?
What you can expect from the big picture is we're ever growing. We're constantly climbing. We're not complacent. A lot of wrestlers may take some bumps in their strides, and they want to quit, and they want to pout and be little bitches. But the big picture, we're gonna take those bumps in stride, and we're gonna keep getting better every day, and we're gonna keep winning gold, more places, more main events, and more main cards, and anything that the big picture wants.
That's beautiful, bro. Hey, all the power to you, because at the end of the day, you're in it for this reason, or you know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Well, at least tell us, what's the next big match, the next big picture production? What are we looking towards?
That's always the next one. I got Second Wrestling this upcoming Sunday. Got a big battle royal there for our #1 contendership.
Evanston, right?
Yes, sir. And hey, a lot of people, big picture's the go-go champion of Second Wrestling. He could just rest on his laurels, and now but I want more gold. I want all the gold in Second Wrestling. So I'm coming, throwing more asses over the top rope, and we're going to be the #1 contender. We may not have won tonight, but like I said, bumps in stride. There's always tomorrow.
Right. There's always new chances.
Yes, sir.
Well, I want to say thanks. Thanks for taking a second to stop with us,
Thank
man.
you.
Talk to us.
Thank you.
Give us the insight to what the picture.
The questions got better after the first one, so I appreciate that.
You know what? I still think there's a little bit more to it.
I'm sorry for my partner. I don't know what made him think that was you.
You got to keep this guy in check.
I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see what
He's talking about a mask.
I don't see it.
Would you wear it?
Hey, if I was you, I wouldn't. The only thing I would change, maybe White Sox over Cubs, but hey, I'll leave that for another day, man. I'll leave that for another day.
Hey, you can talk to somebody about that.
Hey, but a big thank you to the big picture, Nick Kotas. We are here, episode #2 of the Lucha Lounge Interviews, man. Huge thank you to Nick Kotas. Let the people know where they can find you, man, on social.
Hey, they never say the sequel's better than the original, but in this case, the big picture steals the show everywhere. I mean, anytime a camera's in his face, the big picture's gonna take it. So,
yes, sir.
I mean, you can find me on socials at Nick Kotas _. You can find me Second Wrestling, CSW, AAW occasionally. You can catch me in MCW, Honor Among Wrestling, Defiant. That's where I'm the champ. I'm anywhere. Just check the socials. The big picture's coming to a town near you.
You heard it, folks. The big picture coming to a town near you. Go check them out. Huge thank you to the big picture, Nick Kotas. Shout out to Wrestling Friends. Make sure you guys go check out your merch, copy your merch. Appreciate it. Shout out to Lucha Lounge.
I'm glad he's a Cubs fan.
Hey, he's got to see the big
Hey, at least I'm glad he's a Cubs fan.
He's got to see the big picture, you know what I'm saying?